because of the feeds inside the paint, especially when he rolls.
Actually averaging 21.7 points on 78.4% shooting from the field in the last 3 games for Mike Calisaan. On the other side of the fence, Keith Agomida is the leading scorer down between San Juan and Davao Occidental. Punta na natin si Miguel Pere for the starters.
Welcome to our second game between San Juan Knights and Davao Occidental Tigers. Live on the 2025 Manny Pacquiao's PBL Season 7. Let's meet the starter. Also at guard number 11, John Galinato. Forward number 0, Sean Jackson. Also at forward number 15, ARVIN GAMBOA. And at center number 17, ALDRECH Ramos. The head coach for San Juan Knights is Alex Angeles. Assistant coaches Jonathan Banal, RB Mangas, James Songpin, Nat Gregorio, Paulo Gorospe, Jigs Guadamur, and PJ Maningan. Team managers Jonas Mon. Team owner is Honorable Senator Jingoy Estrada. Now for the MPBL Season 3 champions, Davao Occidental Tigers, Coco Life. Starting at forward number 30, JANSHER SALUBRE. Also at forward number 48, Justin Alano. Playing center number 31, PARI LLAGAS. 2 guard number 29, Jeff COMIA. And at 1 guard number 18, Joseph TERSO. The head coach for Davao is ARVIN Bonlayon. Assistant coaches Ronald Magtulis, Pancho Alfonso, Nonoy Bonlayon, Anthony Brodet, Amboy Agonoy, and Peter Santa Maria.
Starting 5 brought to you by OneXBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with OneXBet. Sa panig ng San Juan, JC CULLAR, John Galinato, ALDRECH Ramos, jumping it up at center court.
Yeah, simula pa lang, very interesting na yung pagsimula natin. And this promises to be a good match. I think the question really, to my mind, as we see ALDRECH Ramos immediately making an impact of that pass by JC CULLAR, is how do you stop the pick and roll action involving Mike Calisaan? I think that's been one of the potent weapons of San Juan Knights in all their games so far this season.
No Dexter Marquez, Mike Calisaan, and Orlan Wamar. They're 3 leading scorers in the starting lineup para yung San Juan. But you do have ALDRECH Ramos, who's playing only in his 4th game.
Well, totally, almost yung bagong look ito para dito sa San Juan Knights when it comes to starts. At some point, you do see ARVIN GAMBOA. He started this is his 18th start in the 22 games that he's played. But really, JC CULLAR and even ARVIN GAMBOA.
Early coach's challenge from Coach ARVIN Bonleon will be back.
Initial rolling on the floor stays. Ball possession for San Juan Knights.
Inconclusive challenge. So they will just retain it. But possession will still go with the San Juan Knights. So just 39 seconds in, nag-challenge agad si Coach ARVIN Bonleon. JC CULLAR to ALDRECH Ramos. GAMBOA guarded by Alano. Galinato steps into a free, no good. Sean Jackson the rebound. Galinato, the pass to the corner. Sean Jackson for free. And a 5-0 start for the San Juan Knights.
Well, one of the more efficient teams in running offensive sets, itong San Juan Knights. That time, you know, they got the offensive rebound, run an empty ball screen, had that baseline drive by Galinato, but that drift though by Jackson underneath on that weak side corner, on that reversal, steal by Jackson.
Look out, Sean Jackson will just lay it in. 5 straight points for Sean Jackson.
Well, 5 quick ones for Sean. Roughly about 9 minutes per game and almost close to 4 per game. Ito kay Jackson.
These 2 guys battle it out in the UAP. PARI LLAGAS from the University of the East. ALDRECH Ramos naman for Far Eastern University.
Two big men with different, you know, ways of playing. Aldrich pretty much has got a good look outside and pretty much a good feeder as well. Oh, ARVIN GAMBOA continues to impress us, Ken.
Yung vast improvement niya, no? This season has been a pleasant surprise para dito sa San Juan Knights.
He's actually, one of the top guys when it comes to rebounds, but his activity also on the offensive end, just understanding reads right there. He got that ball off that corner hold by JC CULLAR, one dribble, and chased that gap and split it and got it in.
Way off on that free throw. 9-2 start for the Knights. Salubre goes right at Jackson, but too strong on that inside incursion.
Sumobra yung lakas nung pag-initiate ng contact, nawala dun sa momentum ng tira. Oh, nice feed.
Ramos, simpleng-simple lang. Gets the turnaround jumper to go. 4 points for the former FEU Tamaraw.
And when you get high IQ players, and when we say high IQ players, it means seeing reads and making right decisions. That time, Aldrich tried to drive baseline, but spun the other way to make that basket.
Every game brought to you by OneXBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with OneXBet. Timeout Davao, they're down by 9.
Pero biro niya, kaya lang may paboritong pasahan sa wing, si RB Mangahas. Kwento naman ni Coach Alex, he has gained most of his assists under Coach Arvin sa laki ng tiwala sa kanya. Got some of his coaching style from Coach Arvin, one of which camaraderie sa players like a friend, which is also why he immediately got the hearts of this already set up San Juan Knights na importante getting into the next rounds. Ken, Coach Mike.
Maraming salamat, Mika. I did not know that Coach Alex and Coach RB were teammates. And that, palagay ko, namumuro ng pick and pop plays to eh. Kasi Coach RB was a stretch big for FEU, while Coach Alex was a dead shot point guard para naman sa San Beda.
Yeah, pretty much. And again, similar to you, I did not know that they became teammates at some point in their playing years.
At si Coach Arvin pa yung naging head coach nila doon.
Oo nga. Kumbaga, pick and pop pero nagsiset up ng plays ito si Coach Arvin.
Yeah. As Arvin GAMBOA with a rebound. San Juan in total control at the moment. And now they establish their first double-digit lead at 10 points, 13-3.
And then that left side low block continues to be very porous para dito sa Davao. Second time around, we've seen a drive. Earlier we saw Arvin. This time we saw another one.
Salubre short on that outside jumper. 6.5 remaining in the first. San Juan taking it right to Davao Occidental at the moment. LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL.
And I think one of the things that really separates San Juan from the other teams is that their knack for finding open guys. In that 11-point, 11-win streak nila, may mga games sila they actually have not shot the ball well from three, but the way that they've been assisting has really been crucial in those wins, leading them to very good perimeter field goal shooting above 50%.
And it's nice that you brought up that point, Coach Mike. Another almost an assist.
Oh, miscalculated though.
Again, LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. 13-3. 10-point lead. And going back to what you said about the number of assists, dahil nung first 6 games ng San Juan, they only averaged 19.8 assists per ball game. But since then, they have really kicked it up a notch. 26.5 assists in the next 15.
Oo, totoo. And I think a part of that is because of Orlan Wamar playing point guard early in the season. So malaki yung adjustments. So they've gotten better and gotten used to him playing at the point. It was clearly an adjustment as well for Orlan. Yung turnovers nila was pretty high in those early games. As a matter of fact, their first game against Cebu, they had 17 turnovers. The second one against Mindoro, they had 16. And all throughout until that game by Bacolod, they've been averaging roughly about 16 to 17 turnovers per game, which is very unlikely for a San Juan Knights team.
John Jackson puts it on the deck. Kick out pass. Gamboa can't hit the free. Escocio though fails to control the rebound. Bola babalik sa panig ng San Juan.
And Gamboa, trying his best to stretch a little bit yung scope na yung range na kanyang shots. Perimeter, no question about it. But right now, you're seeing him attempt from threes. Even though only 17% lang siya doon, the important thing is make those attempts and see where it takes him.
Galinato fading away. Way off target on that shot. Escobedo now in for Davao Occidental. Escobedo. Pinasa palabas kay Tricky Perumingan. That is JC CULLAR using that Escocio screen. Perumingan, pull-up jumper, no. Valin able to track it down for Davao Occidental. Past the halfway point of the first period, Davao only has managed to score 3 points. Escobedo still off the mark. Agawan sa bola, CULLAR laban kay Valin. They both hit the deck. And it's a jump ball situation. Possession arrow pointing to the side of the Tigers.
Well, thankfully for the Tigers, they regained possession on their side of the floor. I feel that the ball has not moved so much para dito as quickly as one hopes para dito sa Tigers. And for the most part, they've been really catching and holding. That was one of the very few times that we saw them catch and move it. Ito, samantalang Knights, kita mo naman.
Niluwa lang. Ramos there for the cleanup. ALDRECH Ramos with 6 early points.
And yun ang clear difference offensively between these two. Davao loves to catch and hold it. Samantalang itong San Juan Knights, they catch and move and catch and shoot. So you don't want to fall into that situation when you're holding the ball right now. Multiple dribbles here by Escobedo, just doing the defense a lot of favor, and everybody just standing around. Not enough movement on the weak side of the floor as well.
At kita mo sa San Juan, halos di lumalapag yung bola eh.
Oo, at saka pag lumapag, kita mo gumagalaw kagad yung taong may hawak ng bola. It's not that, he's dribbling multiple on the same side of the floor without doing anything.
Valin able to save it. Escobedo fires from the outside. Much needed basket para dito sa Davao Occidental.
One of the reasons why it's very important to make a quick decision once you get that rock on your hand. And Escobedo just showed us that. But that ball took that shot.
Siyang lamang ng San Juan, 15-6. Approaching 3 minutes. Oh, backdoor play. Executed to perfection.
Half of that has to go with JC CULLAR's effort. Yeah, he saw that defense tightening up on him, gave up that rock, and initiated a little give and go with that good backdoor. Escobedo once again, same spot. This time couldn't come up with anything.
Tatakbo ulit ang mga nakaputi. San Juan, Galinato challenging the defense of John Lee Valin, and Galinato will shoot 2 free throws.
Kung mapapansin mo yung fast break ng San Juan Knights, there was no one else right down the middle.
This is the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
I'd like to correct myself. That's Galinato, not JC CULLAR, who gave up that ball earlier for that backdoor play. But still the same really good decision making there by Galinato, understanding, reads and making the right play.
And our officials are reviewing this last foul whistled on John Lee Valin. By the way, our referees for this ball game, Jay Castroverde, Haleric Damicog, and Jing Tagyam. Fourth man is Mark Rancundo.
Yeah, they might have a case right there. Sure looked like, nandun na nauna si Valin. Right. And he wasn't lunging towards the offensive player, which was that Galinato who drove in?
Yeah, it was. So there might be an additional call here. Initial call was foul on John Lee Valin. Jay Castroverde going over to Miguel Pere. 17-6 ang ating talaan. San Juan abante ng 11 puntos. Battle of former champions.
Upon review, foul on number 71, John Lee Valin is first. Unsportsmanlike foul on number 11, John Galinato for excessive hard contact.
Ayun.
Second foul on John Galinato.
agad naman nag-apologize si John Galinato.
I think yung foul on Galinato was as he was going down on that layup attempt.
Pero kasi merong merong recoil after he drove.
Parang may wind no?
No ill intent, obviously. Pero yun nga, it was hard excessive contact. Excessive hard contact criteria. That's why it was deemed an unsportsmanlike foul. 2 free throws missed by John Galinato. Something that Coach Senator Jinggoy Estrada is not fond of.
And then,
missed free throws.
That's very rare. Galinato is a 90% free throw shooter for San Juan. And you wouldn't be expecting a couple of misses from him. 41% three-point shooter, 90% from the line.
Nico Panganiban will troop in for San Juan. He will replace John Galinato. Dexter Marquez, first appearance, will also give ARVIN GAMBOA a breather. Orlan Wamar, Ron Denison, and Ken Villapando, now part of the bench mob ni Coach Alex Angeles. A steal, Wamar in transition. Only his 3rd game back.
Wow.
And a great recovery. Rejecting that shot was John Lee Valin.
Active hands, active feet, getting to that shot attempt and blocking it without fouling. That was a 3 versus 2 to which Valin, got caught mid-air on that block.
Steal by Raymart Escobedo. Davao Occidental behind by 11, behind the back dribble, pulling up Escobedo. That shot bouncing out. And off a loose ball, a foul whistle against John Lee Valin. So far, nothing really working on the side of Davao Occidental.
Even the shot making has been much of a challenge para dito sa Davao. They're shooting only 16% from the field.
2 out of 13 compared to 8 of 16. Make that 8 of 17 after that Dexter Marquez miss.
Look at that defense. How they pack that paint and not allow any straight line drives para dito sa San Juan, para dito sa Davao Tigers.
1 and done after that miss by Bonleon. Wamar, his 3-point shot will pop out. Davao Occidental trying to inch closer here. Bonleon, hand off to Tricky Perumingan. In trouble is Escocio against 3 white jerseys. Was able to will that one through, plus a foul.
And he did will himself against that slew of defenders underneath. And Marquez saying he got elbowed on the chin by Wawi Escocia on that high rip. The referee's not gonna look at this, and so Wawi's still gonna get this bonus free throw.
Tinamaan kasi siya dun Pumihit si Wawi Escocio. Wawi Escocio mintis yung kanyang free throw. He was the best player against Imus in that 23-point win. That was a crucial victory for them because if it gives them a higher quotient in the event na magkatabla sila. Meanwhile, Nico Panganiban with a baseline drive, they reverse. And a bonus free throw coming up after that foul whistled on Raymart Escobedo.
Continuing to move and reading the defense well, and that baseline drive, no help at all. I felt that Jeff Comia could have, at least the very least challenged that under goal attempt by Nico Panganiban. I think he's just too crafty of a finisher around the cup.
11 ulit ang labang, 19-8. Bonleon puts it on the deck against Orlan Wamar, off the glass and in.
Meron mga minutong maganda rin talaga ang binibigay nito ni Bonleon para sa Davao Tigers. And pretty much those quality minutes helping out the Tigers as well.
Jeff Comia, the spin, but the shot will not work. Villapando, nakabuelo. Pinasa palabas kay Panganiban. Wamar quickly to Dexter Marquez at the elbow. Wamar fires another free. Still no go. And Ron Denison comes away with the offensive board. 30 seconds remaining. Marquez, free throw line jumper, no good. Pero Mingan finally tracks it down for Davao.
Not enough lane runners on open transition para dito sa Davao Tigers, which does the defense of the San Juan Knights a favor. It's easier for them to catch up. And Jeff Comia so far has not hit his stride.
They could have opted for the last shot. Instead, they gave an opportunity for San Juan. Villapando, will that shot count?
I'm gonna review this. It was pretty close.
Fading away. And able to bank it in.
And missed that shot. Went for that rebound. Will he have enough time?
Nope.
No, I don't think so.
Parang nasa kamay pa niya.
Nasa kamay pa nga.
Good effort though, but as expected, he wasn't able to get it off in time. But San Juan is clicking on all cylinders at the moment. A strong start to this one. And Davao Occidental has been having trouble dealing with the firepower nitong San Juan Knights.
And even on the movement of the players inside the floor, as you see, quickly into transition, getting turnovers and very good execution, finding the right guy, making good reads. ARVIN GAMBOA got a couple early on, and the other guys just kept going at it. And ALDRECH RAMOS at one point with that spin away against that defense also helped out in giving San Juan this lead, a 9-point lead at the end of one.
Of action. Dito na tayo sa ating pangalawang yugto. Ang ganda nung pasa ni Ken Villapando. Libre si Dexter Marquez. And he got fouled up top.
And no wonder itong San Juan Knights have been in the top 10 when it comes to points in the paint, and because of those screen and roll actions. You've got really good finishers in Mike Alisaan and Marquez, let alone the other guys that's developed that roll action. I mean, if you're not feeding the roller, the ball handler is also able to finish right off the paint.
Itong free throw na ito ay hatid sa atin ng Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. 2 for 2 at the line from Dexter Marquez. Escobedo is joined by Jeff Comia, Wawi Escocio, Tricky Perumingan, and Noel Bonleon. Bonleon lost the basketball. Panganiban quickly to Villapando. Great timing on that swipe by Jeff Comia. Escobedo sets his feet, fires, and swishes in a free.
Wow. Just, wow.
Yun yung ayaw mo mangyari.
Yeah.
Off a made basket, you give up quickly a basket of San Juan in transition.
And just moving that ball, there is really no time to relax para dito sa Davao Tigers because napakabilis mag-desisyon. Tignan mo to, nanggaling sila sa fast break, tumira ng 3 points itong si Escobedo.
3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
And right after that, as they celebrate, the guy that Escobedo is defending leaks out and gets a transition basket the other way. No time to celebrate in transition against San Juan Knights.
Nasayang tuloy yung 3-point shot ni Escobedo because Villapando able to complete a 3-point play. It's now 24-13, 11 points ulit ang kailangan na bully ng Davao Occidental.
Bawi lang no?
Oo. Perumingan. Ball intercepted by Villapando but fails to control it, and just in the nick of time, Wawi Escocio able to score.
Iba talaga pag pinanganakan na maganda yung reach mo. Ito mo naman si Villapando. Ang ganda ng pagkaka-deflect ng ball. Not everybody would have that length to deflect that shot, as we see Ron Denison knocking down a corner 3.
No hesitation on that shot.
Tsaka San Juan Knights, they take the first shot that's available, no?
Yeah. Escobedo fails to finish. Villapando quickly to Marquez. Wamar, corner triple, too strong. Has missed his 3 attempts from beyond the arc. almost got the steal. Escocio, same spot, same result of a gorgeous assist from Raymart Escobedo.
So far, magandang pinapakita ng Tigers dito is at the very least, after a deflection, they try and recover and come up with a second chance opportunities and making them.
Assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Yeah, kita mo yung smarts ni Orlan Wamar doon. He understood that that ball was running right side of the floor. There was a corner guy that was holding the three, anticipated that pass, got that deflection. Pero ang ganda ng pagkaka-recover ni Escobedo. Timely feed din para dito kay Wawi Escocio.
That's just poor defense if you're Davao. It was the inbounder that immediately got the basketball back and scoring. Ron Denison. 29-17. PARI LLAGAS to Joseph TERSO. Another interception. San Juan really active with those hands.
Ganda ng mga pasok sa passing lanes. And just understanding, philosophies of play and applying the defensive stops against it.
COMIA in traffic. A little bit out of control. A second remaining. ALANO. At may foul ba? Oo. Laban kay
I think
PARI
that's on
LLAGAS.
PARI LLAGAS, right? Yeah, that's on PARI. Well, he got into it as that there was a shot attempt by Justin Alano.
They will review this one. Off a rebound yun no?
Yes.
Davao Occidental just having all sorts of trouble.
Not making, good with their shot attempts. Not doing good on the free throws. Having deficits on rebounds and assists. Getting more turnovers. Pretty much almost every important stat. Kailangan masolusyonan, maging efficient itong Davao Tigers.
San Juan showing us why they are
Ayun yung tulad.
ang kumpare ng lahat. Si PARI LLAGAS na huling nanulak.
Inusog eh.
Oo.
Di rebound ako nandyan kay. No, but he really is just trying to create space para makakuha siya ng pwesto sa rebound.
29-17. 12-point lead enjoyed by the Knights. TERSO almost had it. Panganiban launches a free. No good. Marquez to Wamar. Denison, top of the key free. No. And at the moment, San Juan just lording it over on the offensive glass. Already 7 offensive rebounds.
Well, so far, if there's one stat na hindi maganda para dito sa San Juan, is 3-point shooting. They're only 2 out of 10 for merely 20%. Ang hindi maganda yung naging attempt ni Ron Denison na yung kanina. That shot was completely flat.
San Juan, for all of their success in the seasons past, they're not really known to be a strong three-point shooting team. Especially this season, they're in the bottom 10.
Yeah, matter of fact, they're 31% in terms of three-point makes. Roughly about 8 out of 24 attempts para dito sa San Juan.
Salubre. Malunod na siya doon. Pillapando tapping it out of bounds. Arguably one of the best three-point shooters of all time in the MPBL, AC Soberano, now in for San Juan. TERSO. Challenged by Wamar, left it short. Wamar is leaking out, nobody covering him, and he lays it up and in.
Pitch ahead. That's been the ploy so far para dito San Juan Knights. Every time they get a chance to pitch it ahead, they will pitch it. And the runners have been, very actively flying out after shot attempts. Here we go again.
Much needed free from Jan Salubre. Kung kita mo yung nangyayari sa Davao even after makes, they really have to sprint back to the floor.
But only because it's a pitch ahead, approach that the San Juan Knights are doing. guess very similar to, if I recall correctly, I think OKC. That's how they play. And then the moment that you get that rebound, that ball, whether on a rebound or a made shot, you got to pitch it ahead. Find a guy that's ahead of you and see if he's got scoring opportunities. For the most part, late yung depensa. Pagka ganun.
And if you're the opposing defense, you really have to be on your toes.
Oo.
JANSHER Salubre though with 5 straight points. A bonus free throw coming up after getting fouled.
So far to see, Salubre has been the most consistent guy on the floor, making half of his shots. This time, despite the defense of Ron Dennison, still able to create and make for Davao.
One of their homegrown players, JANSHER Salubre, only 25 years old. Coach Senator Jingoy Estrada having a chat with Ron Dennison. Salubre from Santa Maria, Davao Occidental. Played for University of Mindanao, Digos College. Diyan nang galing si PJ Simon, but in Davao City, sa UM. And remember, PJ Simon played briefly for Davao last year.
Isa sa mga idolo pagdating sa paglalaro ng perimeter. No? Ganda ng footwork, ganda ng finish, stays in control. Ooh! Wow!
Salubre with an acrobatic finish.
At defense of Villapando. Ganda rin ang pagkaka-challenge ni Villapando, kaya lang inabot yung kamay. So the foul.
Kaya lang yung free throws, hindi nako-convert ng Davao dito. Only 2 out of 7. They're dead last in terms of makes and attempts.
That's right. They very rarely go to the line and they barely make them.
Soberano! This guy, I tell you, Coach Mike, he's been blistering since struggling in his first 6 games. Imagine, only 2.2 points, 14.3% shooting from the field para AC Soberano. But since then, 10.3 points, 53% shooting from beyond the arc, 35 of 66 overall, now 36 of 67 after this made basket from beyond the arc.
Well, that pretty much has been one of the actions that the San Juan Knights go to, little chin action, and once that chin gets used, then the screener would then pop back up to the top. This time around happens to be AC Soberano. And I'd like to think that part of the reasons why there was a struggle early in the season for AC Soberano, because that was also an adjustment period for Orlan Wamar, finding open guys. And really, for the most part, ang focus was on the roller, and not really so much on guys like AC Soberano who hold the 3 a lot while that action is going on. And because of that, better touches, he's getting more looks, tumaas rin yung percentages niya.
2 free throws knocked down by Josh Tagala. Baba sa siyamang lamang. Nice. Joseph Ubalde cuts. Ball stolen away by Davao. In transition, Salubre drives right and finishes off that transition play para dito sa Davao Occidental.
10 points so far in the game on a 4 of 6 shooting. No turnovers. And he's just been consistently running the floor.
Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Play on-the-go speaker. Take your music anywhere.
And what's important is that the Tigers are finding that sprinting Salubre.
Biggest lead of San Juan was at 14 points. It's now cut into half. 7-point lead for San Juan as they sue for time.
Boy, that Art de la Cruz in Davao, ganda na nilaro niya last season, ibang klase.
And if I'm not mistaken, he got an all-star nod that year.
Yes, he did. And the thing is, he's carrying that kind of performance and leadership now into LLAGAS.
And let's check in with Ms. Mika Bisamis.
If you think about it, Orlan Mamar Jr. and Joseph Terso have been opponents for almost 6 seasons already, as Orlan joined San Juan in Season 2. As you mentioned, Ken, he wasn't the first option in that earlier seasons. Pero kwento ni Terso, kita mo na sa mata niya na he meant business. Matter of time lang daw. True enough, he is here now as part of the elite. Sabi naman ni Orlan, deadly daw talaga itong si Terso. He was a big problem to the backcourt of the Knights then. Davao lost Season 2 in Davao as we mentioned. Terso feels if he did better, they would have won in that series. Kaya naman buong off-season, pinaghandaan niya ang Season 3 at bumawi. Nice to look back, Ken, Coach Wayne.
Oo naman, grabe. These two, Orlan Wamar and Joseph Terso, during those runs, Coach Mike, just to backtrack a bit, like binanggit ko, si Orlan Wamar, he was a backup to Mike Ayonayon, who is now with Abra. And ang dami kasing veterano doon eh. Sila Mac Cardona, John Wilson was part of that team. Sa Davao naman, Mark Yee was at the forefront of that squad together with Billy Robles. Bonbon Custodio was the lead guard for Davao Occidental back then. So silang dalawa, medyo reduced roles. But it's nice that Joseph Terso, kahit pa early on, na-recognize na niya yung potential na meron si Orlan Wamar. And boy, Orlan turned out to be one of the, if not, the best point guards we have here in our league today.
Yes. Ako, ang isa sa mga importante doon na, na-recognize at na-realize ni Terso is apart from, Orlan Wamar having that potential to be really good is his own, commitment na if I would have done better in that first series, we would have won. And so you come back the next season, try to prepare for it. And that's just, acceptance of what you can do as we see this run right here and that foul on Joem Sabandal. Now, speaking of Orlan Wamar, I got to cover him in some leagues, and you're right. In the San Juan team, he was pretty much coming off the bench, really a very young gun. Pero you could see in his eyes the want to be able to perform so much better than where he is. He felt like a very hungry cub that wants to learn from all those ahead of him. And if you have that kind of attitude to the game, this is what's going to happen. The Orlan Wamar that we see right now that's leading the San Juan Knights. And
coincidentally, those two guys are averaging the most minutes for their respective squads despite a lot of mileage. And sila na nga, yung mga natitirang remnants doon sa mga championship teams na yun, as we see Mike Kalisaan na I believe kayo lang pinasok in the second period para naman dito sa San Juan.
And I see here Mike Kalisaan. If you talk about a player that finishes in the paint with at least one dribble, yan na yun, si Mike Kalisaan na yun. I don't think there is anyone else that can match up to the speed and strength of Mike Kalisaan once he starts rolling downhill, especially down the middle of the lane.
Mintis nga lang yung free throw, 3 minutes remaining in the second period. San Juan re-establishing an 11-point advantage. Escobedo though with his third free of the ball game.
Whenever Escobedo performs for the Davao Tigers, they usually end up winning. And so that I feel is one guy that they really would need to show up. So you see that 3-point shooting right there, 3 of 12 for San Juan and 4 of 8 for Davao Tigers. Better percentage. Oh, what a drive by
also,
Cranial.
The great up fake by Cranial Viloria. Balik sa 10 ang lamang, 42-32.
Daming players last season ang nag-hope na makuha yan si Cranial Viloria this season. Very basic player, no?
Terso, pupukol sa 3. Halfway down and out. Sa bandal. Ubalde. The middle of the lane. Hard foul given up by Justin Alano.
Tsaka ilang beses mo ba makikita si Ubalde tumatakbo sa gitna ng floor on a fast break, ano?
One of the OG San Juan Knights din yan.
Oo naman. That definitely is commitment to, what the San Juan Knights prepared this season.
Just going back to those couple of years na magkatunggali itong San Juan sa Davao, Senator Jingo Estrada looking on. I'm sure tuwan-tuwa dahil nakapasok ng free throw si Joseph Ubalde. Kita mo yung lineup nila Sen and San Juan. John Wilson, Mike Ayonayon, Jonard Larito, Larry Rodriguez, Mac Cardona, Orlan Wamar, CJ Isit, Jeff Tahunera.
Yeah.
Going up against Marky, Bonbon Custodio, Billy Ray Robles, Eman Calo, Joseph Terso, and Bogs Raimundo as Escobedo is beginning to heat up here for Davao with a total of 12 points.
And 2 quick ones from 3 para dito kay Escobedo. And then to your point, ooh, what a step back.
Oh my goodness!
Wow!
AC Soberano.
How many 3-point shooters do you see doing that?
Ibang klase kumpiyansa.
Ganda, di ba? And held that corner 3. We'll see that. Oh, this time, this one is the one by Escobedo on that switch. Definitely tried to put Ubalde on the dance before letting go that shot. But then as you swing the other way, you know, AC recovers. Look at that step back. Beautifully finished by AC.
Beautiful footwork from AC Soberano, torching Davao right now. They're up by 11 points, 46-35. Nagbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. At nandito po ulit tayo sa Inares Center in Montalban, Rizal. And if you're just nearby, it's really a nice venue to be at. Our 8th time this season.
Yeah, one of the best venues we've had this season.
At bagong gawa lang yan
Oo.
this year. And just in time for the 7th season of the MPBL.
Tsaka luwag ng parking, no?
Saka malamig,
Maaliwalas,
spacious,
right.
maaliwalas.
That's right.
Wow, Escocio mintis yung kanyang tira from mid-range. Sa bandal. Gets all the way to the cup. Those were 2 former Adamson Falcons going at it sa bandal and Peromingan.
That's right. Had a chance of meeting sa Bandal very early in his playing days. Oh, Peromingan.
Sinagot naman
Man.
with a 3-point shot.
Ibang klase na talaga yung mga 3-point shooters ngayon. No? Catching it on the move and making that shot attempt. Dati puro standstill eh.
Yeah. And certainly, this guy, Soberano, one of the dead shots we have. He steps back for free. That time a miss.
The shot looked good still. Kahit na mintes. Last shot here for the Tigers.
This is an important possession to cut it to single digits if they score. Both teams in penalty. Escobedo for free. Knocks that one down. 5th 3-pointer for Raymart Escobedo to beat the buzzer.
Wow, Escobedo is 5 out of 6 from 3. Beautiful setup though by Jeff on that pitch back to that 3 by Escobedo.
And that shot clearly will count. Raymart Escobedo, his production keeping Davao in it.